I haven't been on for a couple of days, so I've obviously missed something. Well, it's only happened tonight. It's only happened tonight. DG Decor's conspired with someone else who knows. This is a three-way conspiracy. That's exactly what this is. It's a three-way conspiracy. Between the little rat who's in a live with DG, between DG himself, who uses platform, and between whichever mod it was who's blocked Incy and everyone else that was saying to DG to tell him not to mention Holly's name. That's a three-way conspiracy. And whoever the mod is just as guilty, because they're involved also. So we'll find out for definite who this mod is. They will all be treated the same. I don't give a fuck who anyone thinks the families are or who they're connected to, because in your little world, your families might be something. You might think your friends are something. In your little world, on your little estate, they might be. You might think they are, but in the reality, the cold world reality, they're nothing. They're just pieces of shit. You can't do fuck all. And that's the difference. And that's and that's the thing with these people. I don't know why. I do not understand why he allowed his platform to be used for the hate live tonight against me and against my unborn babies and Holly. Count your true friends and one lad, but to be honest, DG weren't a friend. He was just an associate. As I said, like, if he's a friend, I'd be getting him in my live on the 3 times a day, every time he requests me, 3 times a day. But it was, what was I doing? I was declining him, because I always knew he was a fake piece of shit anyway. I always knew that. You can just tell by even on his lives, you can tell he's not like that in real life. Trust me when I tell you, DG Decor is not like that in real life. He's as fake as they come. He says stuff to try and people please, so he can get as many gifts out to you and stuff like that, just so he can people please with you. But if you knew the real him, even half these people who don't think DG Decor spent most of his time off his fucking head on cocaine. That's a fact. And when he was in Spain a few weeks ago, off his rocket. Oh, sorry, but he knew how it would go with him slating, so why mention your name? DG mentioned my name. This is what I'm trying to say to you about the conspiracy. But here's the thing, so tomorrow DG is going to go, I didn't know anything about it. All I done was got him in my live to speak about his past. That was it. And I didn't even know he was going to even mention Sam. When DG was the one to mention, even Darren even says in the live, you knew what you was doing by mentioning Sam. You was baiting me. Darren even says that. Because look, you got to understand, me and Darren have history. So if I'm in live with DG, and if he mentions Darren to me, so what's your beef for Darren? I'm obviously going to go on one about him, because me and Darren don't like each other. We hate each other. So what he was doing there was baiting it. So he mentioned the name first, yeah, DG mentioned the name first. He said about me, and Darren even said to him halfway through, I knew what he was doing there by mentioning Sam trying to bait me. Because you got to understand, me and Darren have a history. Like, a history to the extent that we'd both quite happily like to see each other not on the planet no more. Right? So when he's baiting Darren by mentioning my name, obviously he knows that Darren's going to go into one in exactly the same way. If I was in a live with DG and he mentioned Darren's name to me and said, what's all this about with you and Darren? He knows I would go on one then, because it's that deep with us, where we sometimes, and you see it with Darren sometimes, he does the same as me in the sense of we'll just keep going on, and then you start there thinking, but because we hate each other that much, we'll just keep going on, I'm thinking, right, just slaughter them. You see 6,000 people in your live, in a live, especially when Darren only gets 200, right? So when Darren's seeing 6,000 in his live, the first thing he's thinking is, sound, I'll just go on, I'll go in hard, yeah. And that's exactly what he done. That's exactly what he done. He went in hard. But as I said, unfortunately, I can't get hold of Darren because he moves it from hostel to hostel. I was hoping he would come to Dublin in Ireland when he said he was going to come there. But again, he didn't turn up because he got scared and went to the police instead, saying that I'd linked up with the cartels, which I hadn't. There's no such thing as a cartel. The word cartel is a myth. There's no such thing as a cartel. Let's see, let me just pin it to you. So this is what DG's live is doing. This is how you know it was a provocation live. I got blocked the minute I said it was not okay to bring Holly into it. And exactly that. And that's why I say to you, it's a conspiracy. It was a clear conspiracy. DG brought my name up first to Darren. DG's mods were blocking people that were saying don't bring Holly into it, because what DG wanted was Darren to come onto his platform and slaughter me, right, for views, and to slaughter my unborn babies and my pregnant girlfriend. That's what he wanted. And that is why it makes DG... look, Malin, I'm not even on Malin now. Malin needs to thank his lucky stars. The people who are going to Malin's, they've now been reassigned a new task. Don't get me wrong, he's still on the cards, but DG is target number one for what he's done. The piece of shit. And as I said, I'm not gonna... these aren't empty fucking threats. There's no fucking police that can even stop what he's a piece of shit. He's just a fucking absolute piece of shit. He thinks he's better than people, and the way he's acted, there will be repercussions for what he's done. Let me just read these comments. I don't understand why people bring up people as partners and children who've done nothing wrong. Exactly, I was minding my own business. I was literally... This is the thing you gotta understand. I mind my own business on TikTok until I get provoked. The only time I get involved is if you're, like, for example, them scumbags who were tagging the people who were injured in Liverpool the other day. But when I will take things to a completely different level is if you're allowing your platform to be used to target my unborn babies, then that is where it takes it into a different level. That's where it takes it into a completely different level. And DG Decor has done that. And as I said, Darren knows. Darren's not stupid. He did not turn up in Dublin because he knows he would not have went back to the UK. That's a fact. He knows that. He isn't stupid. He knows that. So regardless, whenever Darren says, oh, Sam Walker's this, Sam Walker's that, he did not turn up because he knew, and he even said on his live, they were going to kill me. They were his words. If I would have went to Dublin, they were going to kill me. Can I say that on camera? No. Was that going to happen? Absolutely not. I was going to have a cup of tea and some biscuits with him. But he knows how things work. He's not stupid, and that's why he didn't turn up. That's why instead, what he done when the police went to Darren and said, look, we have to issue you with an Osman warning, a threat to life. Osman warnings do not get issued to people willy-nilly. They don't do it. The only time they will do it is if they have credible information, intercepted phone calls or text messages or something like that, that there's a credible threat to your life. That is the only time that they issue threat to life warnings. They won't just do it for fucking willy-nilly. They don't do that. And he was issued with that because, and the moment he was the moment he then, yes, K party, was it then? Bam bam. Was the moment he then went to the police. And that's it. But like, what's her name? He's just an absolute scumbag. There's a Kate Patty there. I see you, lovely. Let's give you a little follow there as well. Bam bam. But Darren said a female warned him you were going to do him in if he went to Dublin. Well, that's the thing. Darren says many things that we were gonna kill him. We went to Dublin and stuff like that. All I can say is he would not have went back home. That's a fact, because the history of us runs deep, and he knows he would not have went home if he would have turned up in Dublin. He knows full well that he would not have went home ever again, because he would have been where he belongs, which is not on this earth. And I thought they were finally going to get that opportunity. But unfortunately, yes, Kelly girl, I see you. That did not happen. Let me have a little look. Oh my god, yeah. Marion there, beautiful, bam bam, I see you. Right, so tomorrow we're going to be on live early, about 11 a.m. 11 a.m. I will be on live. So, as always, absolute pleasure guys, pleasure to be in the live with you. But yes, and that's it. Say bro, go to bed. Yes, and that's it. But as I said, we will be talking tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So good night to all you little fuckers, and get some fucking sleep, because it's 4 o'clock in the morning where you are. Put your fucking slippers on, get into bed. Or no, you take your slippers off and then you get into bed. Put your head on your pillow and go to sleep. Lou there, bam bam, I see you, beautiful, bam bam. Right, so good night to all you little fuckers, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon.